Hey friends, welcome back to Storytime with Miss Madison. Today we are going to be reading half of Walt Disney's Real Life Monsters. And it's about animals. It's about different kinds of animals like dinosaurs. And there's parts about turtles and snakes. And we're only going to be reading half of it because it's actually kind of a long book. So I'll do half today, and then I'll do half on the next story time. So let's get started. Walt Disney's Real Life Monsters. Wow, look at that dragon, Goofy, said Mickey. What a huge tail and what pointed scales. The dragon is breathing fire and smoke. He has a mouth full of teeth and a paw full of claws. He even has wings. Is there such a creature like that in real life? No, dragons only live in fairy tales. But people can name dragons and monsters to some real creatures that seem really scary. Goofy and Mickey are about to look at some real-life monsters. So let's see how strange and wonderful these animals they can find are. Millions of years ago, there lived animals called dinosaurs. The name dinosaur actually means terrible lizard. Many dinosaurs look like giant lizards, and they must have looked and sounded terrible to smaller animals that lived many years ago. Gosh, look at the size of that bone, said Goofy, looking at the really large bone in the museum. That's a brontosaurus bone, said Mickey. Brontosaurus was one of the largest animals that ever lived. Try to imagine an animal as long as 6 cars put together and as tall as a 2-story house. And yet, the Brontosaurus was harmless to other animals. All it ate was plants. And that long neck must have been sometimes useful for reaching its food. Just like today's animals, some dinosaurs ate plants and some ate other animals. Allosaurus was a fierce dinosaur that ate other animals. Allosaurus was much smaller than Brontosaurus, but it had no trouble attacking the gentle giant with its dagger-like teeth and claws. Brontosaurus was so huge that it couldn't move fast enough to escape. "Aw," said Goofy, "poor old Brontosaurus." "Oh, I'll bet that guy with horns was scary," said Goofy. "It looks like a huge rhinoceros." "It only looked fierce," said Mickey. "It was a plant eater. Triceratops had 2 big horns on top of its head and 1 on the end of its nose. Its thick skin and horns helped to protect it from fierce meat-eating dinosaurs. Plesiosaurus has been called the dragon of the seas of dinosaur times. These huge sea lizards had long, snaky necks and jaws full of sharp teeth. Their flippers helped them to swim, and they must have been a terror to other sea animals, but not to Archleon and other ancient turtles. Archleon was a giant sea turtle that weighed almost as much as an elephant. It's easy to remember the Stegosaurus because of the huge plates rising off of its backbone. Stegosaurus was as long as the longest crocodile. Its hips were as high as the walls of a room, and it was a peaceful plant-eating animal. But it could defend itself with a swish of its spiked tail. "I'm sure I wouldn't want to get caught near him," said Goofy. Dimetrodon was a meat eater that was about as big as an elephant. The sail on its back made it look even bigger. That strange sail may have taken heat from the sun's rays to help keep its body warm, or maybe it helped Dimetrodon to keep its balance in the swampy land where it walked. "It would have made a great sailboat," chuckled Goofy. Pterosaurs were dinosaurs that could fly. Sometimes they are called winged lizards. Some pterosaurs were no bigger than crows, but this pterosaur was a monster with sharp teeth in its long beak and a huge bony skull. It looks like it's wearing a strange bonnet, Mickey said. Pterosaurs didn't have feathers. Their wings were flaps of skin, a little like the wings of a bat. This terrifying monster was one of the last of the great dinosaurs. It is called Tyrannosaurus Rex. It had teeth like steak knives, and it was as tall as a 2-story house. It was the king of dinosaurs, said Mickey. Gosh, I wouldn't want to meet one, replied Goofy. Oh no, Goofy, said Mickey, laughing. Tyrannosaurus Rex and all of the other dinosaurs disappeared from the earth long, long ago. But do you know what, Goofy? We're going to look for some real-life monsters that are actually still alive today. So Mickey and Goofy set out on a trip to see how many they could find. Here, said Mickey, here is one very large animal that even looks like a dinosaur or a storybook dragon, but it's a very big lizard. The kimono dragon is a very long animal. It has a long neck, a long body, long claws, a long tongue, and especially a long tail. It can easily knock down a goat or a dog or a pig with a swipe of its strong, heavy tail. The kimono uses its sharp teeth and claws to catch the other animals. But it has no wings. It does not breathe fire or smoke. The kimono dragon is big and frightening. But most lizards are small and harmless. One tiny lizard is no bigger than a dime. It is called a dwarf gecko. Yow, said Goofy, starting to run. It's all right, Goofy, said Mickey. It's only a lizard. It won't hurt you. Imagine a harmless creature that can frighten away people or large, brave animals. How does it do that? The frilled lizard has a kind of collar or ruff of skin and bone around its neck. When it is angry, the lizard raises its ruff and opens its mouth wide in a wide pink yawn, and suddenly it looks twice its normal size. All right, friends, so that was half of Walt Disney's real-life monsters, and today we stopped on the frilled lizard. So on our next storytime video, we'll pick up from here and we'll finish this amazing book about animals. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed learning about the different kinds of reptiles and stuff in this book. I will see you guys in the next one.